on the right side, and then Tampa backdoored it. But again, over 60%. Another winning week with blazing 5. I've never been this hot before.
Where Colin was wrong.
I sold all my Seattle Seahawks stock at the beginning of the year. Pete Carroll deserves a ton of credit. This is not a rebuilding team. Now, I don't know if they're going to be a playoff team, but they're not a rebuilding team. And they changed it up. Pete said, we're going to be a conservative, run-first offense. Last year, they couldn't run the ball at all. They drafted another running back, although they haven't played their first-round running back, didn't yesterday. They have become a low-mistake, pound the football, own the time of possession, and has always played good defense. Pete's always been a very good defensive coach. I don't worry about that side. But I sold my stock. They're a power running team, control the clock, never turn the ball over and play great defense. And I got to tell you, I watched them yesterday. That wasn't close with Detroit. To go on the road in the NFL and dominate a team with a good quarterback is hard to do. And they completely, absolutely controlled the Lions, who to that point had been playing good football.
Where Colin was right.
Oh, yeah, Andrew Luck. It's amazing. When you give him a decent offensive line and a decent running game, he's second in the NFL in touchdown passes, which is incredible when you consider he's got one go-to offensive player, T.Y. Hilton, who's been hurt some of the year. Listen, all Andrew Luck's ever needed was a little protection. And the new GM, Chris Ballard, in 2 years now, less than 2 years, has rebuilt that offensive line, especially guard, center, guard, and they're giving Andrew Luck time to throw. And then they went and drafted a couple years ago a guy named Marlon Mack, a running back. He's been terrific. This is all Andrew Luck's ever needed. He's going to end up with 45 touchdown passes potentially, and it's not they don't have a great defense, but every time Andrew Luck has been given a little help, he doesn't even have Pro Bowlers around him, just a little help, he's second in the NFL in touchdown pass. Not Aaron Rodgers, not Brady, not Breeze, Andrew Luck.
Where Colin was wrong.
Adrian Peterson is fifth in the NFL in rushing. And the only guys he's behind are like Kareem Hunt and Zeke and Gurley. I mean, he's always kept himself in remarkable shape, but talk about not see this coming. He's even kind of eliminated most of his fumbling issues. I think he had one yesterday, but by and large, it's not just that he's picking up 3 or 4 yards at a time. Yesterday, he had a breakaway run. Shocked. I mean, there's some guys in the NFL you just give up on. You're like, okay, they're old, they're coming off injuries, they're not entirely coachable. Maybe this is why everybody kept giving him chances. Maybe it's the Redskins' offensive line, but he has been terrific for Washington. First and second down back, he's been absolutely terrific.
Where Colin was right.
I said the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars would pull back. Got nothing but heat. I said I don't buy in Saxonville long term. And I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to solve anything. I think he's fine. And the Vikings now are 4-3-1, and they're tying and losing games they should win. And the Jaguars are 3-5, and it feels like they've lost the entire locker room. Listen, there are teams in sports that are lightning in a bottle. They get the right schedule. They're bizarrely healthy. They get elevated play from 1 or 2 guys who are average players, Case Keenum. This is what I predicted. I said Minnesota's going to pull itself back. They'll be a good team, 9-7, but they're not going to be a great team, and they're not. And Saxonville, I'm like, sorry, when you give yourself a nickname after brief success, you're not the corner office guy. You're the main hallway cubicle guy. And both the Vikings and Jags have been exactly what we predicted.
Where Colin was wrong.
I did not think Cam Newton would be able to take Norv Turner, be coachable, and he's been an MVP. Got $100 million in the bank, got $1 million commercials, and I said, the Norv Turner thing, he's going to ask him to do things he can't do, doesn't want to do, but I got to give Cam a ton of credit. He's completing 66% of his throws. He's never been a precision thrower, and he's doing it now. He's being totally coachable. Every one of his games, he's been over 60%. That's a big deal for Cam. I mean, Cam had a year when he completed 53% of his throws. He's not a precision thrower. 6 straight multiple touchdown passing games. Never done that in his career. They're 5-2. And the schedule for the next couple of weeks, they got the Lions and Tampa. They could wake up and be a 7-2 football team. I've always seen Cam as a mega talent that's just going to do what he does. And he's too talented to get rid of. And when he does get hot and they got a running game and a defense, but Cam's done a great job 2 weeks ago against Philadelphia. Fourth quarter comeback on the road was the most impressed I've ever been with Cam Newton. Good for him. I didn't think he'd be this good. I didn't think he'd be this coachable. He's been terrific.
Where Colin was right.
LeBron leaves the Cavs. They're 0-6 and fire their coach. Yeah, we saw this coming about a mile away. Listen, this is an organization that has been, over the last 15 years, the worst franchise in the league when LeBron's not there. That's why they keep getting number one picks. LeBron was the number one pick, and then Kyrie Irving, and then they had an Anthony Bennett, and they screwed that up. This is not, when an organization is inept, it's always about the owner and the front office. For years and years, the Clippers were inept. Why? It was the owner. They got rid of the owner. Now they're at least, got a puncher's chance. The minute LeBron left, I told you, they're going to go into the tank and be one of the 2 or 3 worst teams, and here they are.
Where Colin was wrong.
Well, I said before the year the Giants were a dark horse Super Bowl team. It's very dark. They're 1-7. I've been a little off on this. Nothing's working. I mean, I shouldn't say nothing. Saquon Barkley has been terrific, but it doesn't matter. Nate Solder, left tackle, I thought would be an upgrade. He's been totally exposed. I thought Pat Shurmur was kind of the guy that could ignite them. He has not been great in the room. I was actually shocked. Brian Cox came on our show before the season, and I was shocked when he said this.
Giants are no good.
Now, that's a little strong.
The Giants,
no good?
No good.
Nate Solder, Odell, Saquon Barkley.
No good.
They're no good?
No good. They
Why?
might win 5 games.
Oh, come on.
You got Pat Shurmur as your head coach, bro.
Yeah. You don't like Pat Shurmur?
No.
Why?
He's a good man, but I mean, look at his record. I mean, I don't see winning coming out of there.
Yeah, I was wrong on that one. I saw winning coming out of there. And Brian Cox didn't, and he was right and I was wrong.
Where Colin was right.
The Steelers continue to be the most talented team in the league that doesn't appear to care about details. Did anybody notice this yesterday in the Steelers game? After a safety, Cleveland got a free kick. You have to catch it. The Steelers treated it like a punt. That's a live ball. That's what coaches are there to do. Tell players about rules and stuff. This is why I keep saying, this is why I don't like them when they match up against New England. Would the Patriots team do that? You got to know that stuff. That's your job to know that stuff. I never doubt Pittsburgh's talent. I never doubt it. Their pass rush now is awesome. New England has no pass rush. The Steelers' pass rush is frightening. But in big games, this is the kind of play. You can get away with this against Cleveland. You're not getting away with this against Andy Reid. You're not getting away with this against Bill Belichick. It's like, come on, this is like Division III football play. Know the rules.
Where Colin was wrong.
No, I think I'm right. Aren't I right on this whole Rondo thing?
Where Colin was right?
Yeah. Saturday night, Rondo's back. And LeBron James, late in the game, passes the ball to Rondo. And Rondo has an opportunity here. Dude, score! And he didn't. You brought him there for IQ. Like, that could have pulled him within 1. This is a better team with Lonzo. It's a better basketball team with Lonzo Ball. They came back. Rondo comes back, gets more minutes, and this is what you had. I'm telling you, Lonzo makes the cleaner play. He's as smart. He pushes the ball. Rondo is an agitator and disruptive. We've seen it time and time again. And Saturday night is another example of Rondo can outthink the room. He'll end up with 9 assists, and I don't like 7 of them. That moment to me is like Lonzo dunks it and makes the play. Rondo has a brain fart. What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's very J.R. Smith-esque.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good hell. The Browns.
Breaking news.
The Browns have also fired offensive coordinator Todd Haley. So I'm going to eliminate him on the getting the job list.